welcome to my channel. It's been a little while. I've been sick for at least a week and I haven't filmed for about 2 weeks, so I'm highly due for a new video. And fortunately I went to the city with my mom this weekend and I picked up a couple of Charlotte Tilbury bits. So today we're going to test out this glow set, glow kit I mean, the Dreamy Superstar Glow Kit, which has the blush wand and the highlight wand, which we are going to try out. I have one of the Hypnostising pop shots in the shade Smoky Quartz, which is really pretty. And then I also picked up the new concealer finally. I've been wanting to try this, but I've been feeling like I should finish up a couple of concealers first. Anyway, they were all starting to sell out, so my mom said just go for it. And I did. So we're going to give this a try today. I hope this is really good. And I'm almost done with my other one anyway, so I think it's fine. Then I also have a couple of little things that I picked up earlier. I have this blue waterproof mascara from Hema, which I thought I would just throw in here, you know, for anyone interested. And then I have the splash liner from Root Cosmetics in these beautiful fall colors. So I figured if I'd use the blue one in here and then the blue mascara with the grey eyeshadow, it should probably work out. So that's all the newness I've got for today. I figured I'd do a full face of Charlotte Tilbury with everything else. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Welcome back. I'm welcoming myself back, I think. So I hope you enjoy. Subscribe if you do like this video, and let's get started. I'm a little rusty. Oh, by the way, it's a little bit annoying because the sun sets at about 5, so I have to start filming before 3 to make sure I have enough light. But then the leaf blowers are here doing their thing all afternoon, pretty much every day in this season. So I hope that you don't hear them. That's my secret hope. If you do, I'll hear when I'm editing, and then I'll try and film in the mornings or something, but yeah. Winter is tricky. So I thought I'd put on my ears again. It's been a little while. I have these really cute Maki ears. At least I think they're cute. Alright, I'm not going to start with my eyes today because I only have one eyeshadow. I think I can just throw it on after my foundation. I don't have my beautiful skin foundation from Charlotte Tilbury anymore. I finished it and that was my favorite. But I do still have her Hollywood Flawless Filter, which I could use as a foundation, or I could just use her Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I don't like them combined though. And since I do have another liquid highlighter, I'm going to skip this one. I use it all the time anyway. You're not missing anything. But to help out the other foundation, I am going in with a little bit of a primer. This is my apparently finished, but I see product there, my YSL Blur primer. I think I'm going to have to scoop out the remainder like this. I do that with a lot of primers. This is a really nice primer if you're putting on a more matte foundation afterwards, or a more thick foundation. Now the Charlotte Tilbury isn't so thick, but I just really like this primer underneath matte foundations. Before I apply my foundation, I should probably do my brow gel first. God, I'm really out of the loop. I did do my makeup once or twice in the past couple of weeks, but I wasn't really feeling it. I was probably already getting a little bit sick. So I need to get into it again. So I have my Pink Honey brow gel with the little spoolie. And I'm just going to put that all through my brows. There, I already feel more like myself. In a way, being sick was kind of fun because, well, not really, but I got to catch up on a lot of my fashion videos. I've been mainly watching makeup videos for a couple of months now. I just simply didn't have the time to keep up with both. So this is, by the way, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation in the shade 1 Neutral. If I pick this up again, I'd probably pick 2W next time. Just so you know. Anyway, I've been catching up on all of my fashion content, and it's gotten me really inspired to do some fashion videos again. So I have a couple of videos planned. I'm working on an outfit of the day series again, and I'm going to do a lookbook for winter. I did buy a couple of nice things to show you, maybe in a haul. Oh, this foundation may actually not be that bad. The color, I mean. I know it's a good foundation. There's just something about having been sick that you really want to put a mask on your face. I don't know what it is. I'm tired of my blotchy, boring face, and I don't think I'm ugly. I don't mean that you need makeup. Sometimes I really like wearing some sort of mask. I just like to be perfected sometimes. And then take it off in the evening and be myself again. I'm sure you can relate. So this is a pretty full coverage foundation. I've actually not been wearing it that much. But it isn't very matte. It's more of a natural finish. And I'd say that the color is actually quite perfect for me right now. It's looking a little bit pale, but yeah, that's because I am quite pale. It does match my neck. Alright, that's the foundation applied. And as you can see, it's quite a natural finish. I actually really like it. But it is a little bit light. So fortunately, I bought the palest shade of the Charlotte Tilbury concealer, shade 1 Fair. I heard a lot of reviews of people saying that this runs very light, so I said the same thing to the girl at the counter, and she said no, that's not true, it oxidizes a lot. So she advised me to walk around the store for a little bit, and indeed the swatches that I had on my hand, they turned about 3 shades darker. So she recommended that I actually buy the palest shade. So that's what I did. I do like a little brightening effect. I at least want my concealer to be a little bit brighter than my foundation. Or at the very, very least the same shade. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, this is the concealer. I've heard great things about it. I think this is going to work. See, it looks a little bit light now, but it will oxidize and then, yeah. I don't think I should have gone any darker. I don't know how much to put on. I'm also putting a little bit here. You know, really give this concealer a try. Also putting a little bit right here in that darkest bit of my eye. This is fun. I never get to put any concealer there because I always do my eyeshadow first and there's eyeshadow there. So now I can really brighten it up. So I let it sit for about a minute and I can already see it turning a little bit darker. I have this little kitten paw brush. This is one of my lightest foundations at the moment. I do prefer a slightly deeper shade usually. So I think this concealer is going to be perfect with all my other foundations. But compared to this foundation, I'd say it's about the same shade. Wow, this looks really pretty. It's very thin. The concealer, I mean. And I feel like it's sort of spreads out on its own almost. Like it doesn't need a lot of tapping in or blending out. It just blends in with the foundation quite seamlessly. And it has a beautiful glowy finish. Which is the main reason I wanted this one. Lately my under eyes have just looked very dry. And I do need to put down a little bit of powder every time because of my under eye creases. And then I just feel like, especially at the end of the day, it just looked really dry and I wanted to look youthful like this. This looks really pretty. Let me go back with my foundation brush. Yeah, I mean, it's very glowy, but I like it. It's with a little bit of powder, it's going to be perfect. I really love this. Alright, so let's do some liquid products for setting this down. I can't get over how nice and shiny this looks. It's amazing. It looks so extremely hydrated. I love it. So, as I said, I have two of Charlotte's liquid products. These are the liquid blush and the liquid highlighter. I did test them out in store and they do match me. The highlighter is light enough. And this was a deal. You get these two minis for 28 euros and I think the full size is 36. And I don't think I'm going to go through this very quickly, not before it goes bad anyway. So this is a good deal. So the shades are Pinkgasm for the blush and Spotlight for the highlighter. Of course these are really trending, but I hadn't pulled the trigger on them. So this is the nice clean, it's not going to be clean for very long, floof ball as Samantha March likes to call it. So you just turn it on and then it comes out. I know I'm a child. My boyfriend says that all the time. But it's fun. This is actually not as soft of an applicator as I was thinking. This product is beautiful. Put on a little bit more before I blend it out. Also put a little bit on the bridge of my nose. I'm not going to blend it out with this. Oh, I should close it up. Put the lid back on and there we go. So I'm just going to take my blush brush and go over all this. And honestly, from what I've seen from other people, you don't even really need highlighter when you wear something like this. But of course, I am going to try the highlighter. I like this. It's not too pigmented. I know this looks very extreme, but I still need to put on some powder. This is going really well. Then I'm also going to put on the Spotlight highlighter. I like the way it comes out. So I think this is our lightest highlighting shade, which I'm going to put almost underneath my eye. And also a little bit right here, right there. Maybe a little bit here. Just taking my highlighting brush. Okay, I think the highlighting brush with these sort of coarse bristles is not ideal. It did pick up my foundation underneath. I'm just going to try the tapping method, which is going a lot better, and it does work. I like putting highlighter right there. So I don't think it looks streaky at all. And I just barely tapped it a little bit. I'd say so far the hype is pretty real. This looks really nice. Of course I'll try out these products more, but look at this. My concealer isn't even creasing. It's ever so slightly, but I'd say it looks really pretty. Ah, I'm almost sad I'm going to need a little bit of powder on top, but I am going to need a little bit of powder on top. I'm not going to use my Charlotte Tilbury powder in the palette because it's a little bit deep, especially with these light foundations, of the light foundation that I'm wearing right now. Recently I've been really liking the Benefit powder foundation as my face powder. So I think that's what I'm going to use. Just going to tap out that minimal creasing that I was talking about. I'm just taking a little bit of powder. I don't want that shine to completely disappear. I'm also putting a little bit of on my eyelids, just because I use some concealer there as well. Put a little bit of powder right there. Perfect. Still looks nice and glowy. I can still see the highlighter as well. Of course I didn't put any powder on, but still. Let me just quickly finish up the complexion. So I do actually have a Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I have two. I have this one in the shade Light, and I think this one is going to be fine for today. But I also have her bronzing contour powder in my little palette. But I'm going to use this one today. It's very light. I don't prefer it. These compacts are refillable, and I'm thinking that once I've gone through the shade Light, I'm going to repurchase the shade Medium, because as you can see, this is not doing a lot of bronzing on me. And sure, there are people who are even lighter than me, so I get it. I mainly use this product for setting my liquid bronzers or blending out my very pigmented bronzers. But today I just wanted to use it as its own bronzer. So it adds a little bit. Can't deny that. I'm going to add a little bit of the other one as well. So I hit pan in both of them. This is the contour powder, which everyone uses as a bronzer, which is quite a lot more impactful, but I also really like this shade. I like red and yellow bronzers on me, so that's not really the issue. But this tone of brownish red just, it really livens up my face, I think. And I just do everything with this giant brush at the moment. All of my bronzer, I mean. And it does get everywhere. But since there's a little point on the brush, it does pinpoint where I want the most product to be. Love it. So I don't think I need any more blush. There is a little blush in this palette, but I'm going to give this one its moment. And of course I'm already wearing highlighter. I'm going to take my NYX Brow Lift and Snatch, put the eyebrows back on my face. Alright, I went really big and dramatic with my brows today. I guess it's just one of those days. Quick concealer crease check. Do we see how beautiful this is? This is everything I wanted it to be. Ah! So happy with it. Alright, it's time for what I think is the star of the show, which is the Hypnostising Pop Shot. A lot of the shades were already sold out. I got this one at the Bijenkorf. Look at this beautiful packaging. And there were only a couple of shades left. My mom really wanted the multi-chrome one, and it's also sold out on the Charlotte Tilbury website. So if you know of a place within Europe that sells it still, can you please let me know? Then I can get it for her. Anyway, they did have my favorite, which is actually also a little bit sad, but I'm personally happy with it, of course. So this is the beautiful shade. You can already see how shimmery it is right in the pan. And I felt like my swatches, I didn't put it on my eyes yet, but I did swatch it on my hand. And it was a little bit less dark than it was looking in the pan. But now that I'm swatching it on my finger, it does look actually quite dark. So I'm just going to put this all over my lid first. Yeah, it does actually have more pigment than I thought. I thought it was more of a shimmery top coat. But I like this more. I did swatch all the 5 shades that were available at the Bijenkorf. And I thought this one was the most shimmery. And also it had a nice silver reflect, which is very different from the shimmers that I already own. So all in all, this was definitely the best shade for me to buy. Look how easy you can get a full eyeshadow look just using that one shade. This is really pretty. And there are 2 exclusive shades for her website only, which are beautiful emerald green and something that she calls diamond, which I think is basically a champagne. Both of those shades would look really pretty. But I like this one because it has a slightly deeper base, so you can use it in your crease as well and blend it out a little bit to make a full eyeshadow look. Okay, I went a little bit too far right there, but I'm sure you get the idea. Let me just put a little bit of the leftover concealer in this corner. It did ruin it a little bit. That's nice. That's really, really nice. So this is the shade. Look at how it glistens. And the box is so cute. I really like this as a one and done shade. I'll incorporate it with other eyeshadows as well, but I think it's beautiful on its own. I almost don't want to ruin it with any eyeliner. And I kind of also don't want to wear blue mascara with this look. But that also seems a little bit sad, because I have new stuff and I presented it, so shall we just do it? So these are the shades, and I see that there's a beautiful deep blue as well. I think I can use that one. That'll be nice. So I have this teeny tiny Essence smudger brush, which also lost a little bit of its bristles. So it's basically, if I push it down a little bit, it's basically a liner brush. I'm just going to go for it. I had a little bit of water nearby, put it on the brush. And now this is the first time I'm doing this. I'm just making my little concoction here. I think this is good enough. So let's see. Oh yeah, definitely. So this wasn't a perfect brush, but oh well. It does actually look kind of nice. It's a very opaque liner, but it is a little bit metallic, so therefore it may look a little bit see-through. On second thought, I think this is more of a grey tone than a dark blue, which means that it works perfectly with the eyeshadow. Alright, so far I'd say this liner is a definite hit. I only needed a drop of water, it activated really quickly, and if I practice a little bit more, this brush will also be perfect. And I think it's already dried down on this side. So yeah, overall, really happy. So now to finish it up, I am going to use the blue mascara because, well, I want to use as many new products as I possibly can. And I don't have a Charlotte Tilbury mascara anyway. So this is the Volume Waterproof Mascara from Hema, which is a Dutch, I guess, department store, but they have their own brand. But they do have a lot of stuff. And their makeup is usually pretty good, and it's cruelty-free, it's quite cheap, so let's give it a whirl. Okay, I don't think this mascara is very... Oh, there we go. I wanted to say it wasn't very pigmented, but I just needed to give it a proper try. This is actually really blue. Also putting it on my lower lashes. I really wanted a blue mascara, so I almost... Well, I didn't almost buy it because I didn't have money for it, but I was very tempted by the Pat McGrath Dark Star mascara that she released in all these fun colors. I figured I would buy a couple of those whenever I did have money. But then we ran into this one in our local town. And I thought I'd give it a try, and even though it's a little bit of a wet formula, it is very pigmented. Alright, I smudged it a little bit over there. So yeah, what do we think? It's very blue, right? And I don't hate it with the rest of the look. I think I would have preferred something like a dark brown or burgundy mascara, or maybe just a black. But this is a nice mascara and I do like the lip. So let's finish it up with some lips, which I do have some Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I have Cover Star, which is my current favorite, which is this nude, which is a good bet, but it's a little bit safe. So I dug around a little bit and these are my contenders. So I have the classic red lipstick in the shade, what's it called again? Patsy Red, which I do like. Like I said, I have Cover Star. I have Miranda May, which was my first Charlotte Tilbury lipstick, and I do think it would look nice with this. But then I think the one I'm going to choose today is Secret Selma. This is a nice cool toned one. So I'm just going to go for this one. And I like to really layer these very thickly, because that way they look and feel the best. So that's it. Wow, I've not worn this lipstick in a little while. I like it with this look. So this is my full face of Charlotte Tilbury, including a couple of other things. So all the products that I tried out today, I'm really happy with. But what I'm most amazed by is definitely this concealer. It actually looks a lot more youthful than my under eyes usually look. I do really feel like my actual age, which is 29 and not 39, which is something that a bad concealer can really make me look like. And it feels good to be wearing a little bit of makeup again. I'll admit that too. So I think I'm going to take an Instagram picture like this. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. Subscribe if you did like it, and I'll see you in the next one.